Welcome back, it's Chris from the Hagon factory. So as you just saw, Abby racing on her father's 360 Bull Taco Astro getting around Broadford. What a fantastic bike. Abby has a real go. Very well prepared bike by her father, Rick Wason. We'll see more footage of that over the next couple of videos. This video, we've got some of the parts that we collected at the LANELLY swap meet, so we'll go through all of those and you can have a look. The old man will explain what we've got and what we're going to do with it. There's a couple of build updates on the GP500 Triumph and on the 350 Royal Enfield Bullet that the old man's working on. So you might want to skip through to find the part that you want to see, but I suggest you watch the whole lot. It's a great video. Let's have a look.
Okay, this is the top end of a Royal Enfield Bullet scrambler that a customer bought in. He said it was dripping quite a bit of oil out the exhaust pipe, although it did start quite easily and sounded like it was running all right, but it was letting out a fair bit of oil. And he rang me up and I said, oh well, you better bring it up and we'll have a look at it for you. So had a bit of a look at it, and yeah, it seemed to have compression in it, but anyway, I thought, well, I'll have to pull it down to find out what's wrong with it. So when I did, this is what we found. The piston is just really badly scuffed. It's actually looks like it swallowed a shovel full of dirt.
Yeah, it does.
It's really, really scuffed.
All the way around.
All the way around. Yep.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, so it's a real mess. And because it was so abrasive, the cylinder, which has got a lot of corrosion marks in it as well.
Yep, we can see those.
Can you see those all right?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, they've got a lot of corrosion marks, and it is fairly, that's why they call them a barrel, I think, because it is quite barrel shaped inside.
Yeah,
like
okay.
It's quite worn in the centre.
Yep.
And it's actually got the, it's actually got a that's the exaggerated shape, but that's what the bore's like. So, it's already 1 mil over. So I've mic'd it all up, and I've ordered a piston from Hitchcock's, a full piston kit with gudgeon pin clips and rings from Hitchcock's in England, and I've ordered all the gaskets, and I think I've ordered everything that we need. The bottom end seems really good, bottom end of the motor, and I think it'll just come out to be a good bike. Now, there are other problems here which you've got to sort of recognise as being problems, but this is one of the valves that was in it, and as you can see, it's got that's a screwdriver slot for lapping them in.
Yes, yep.
And they haven't put screwdriver slots in valves since I can't remember when, probably way back in the 40s even.
Yeah, so it's a lot older.
So it's a much older valve, and the other issue with it, it's about 5 mil too short.
Okay, so how'd they make up for that?
Well, they just had the rocker adjusted
right
over on a crazy angle.
Well, it would have been out of adjustment, wouldn't it?
Yeah, just about. Now, the guides are very worn, and as well as oil getting past the rings, they'll be pulling a fair bit of oil down the valve guides, I would imagine.
Okay. Yep.
Both valves are the same. That's the original exhaust valve that came out of it.
So have you got new valves that you can...
I've ordered new valves.
Yeah,
I've ordered new valves from Hitchcock's, new valve guides.
Yep.
And a set of competition valve springs for it.
Excellent.
So they're pretty badly worn. They're a bronze guide. But this head is in quite good condition. It's being an alloy head, you know, quite a lot of them have been hit with hammers and things over the years, but this one's a bit of a survivor. Like, it's in quite good condition. All the studs are good, all the threads are good. There's the little head steady mount, the oilways to feed the rockers, one each side there. But I'm confident that this motor will come up quite well. and he's going to actually use it at Salix Beach.
Yeah, I'll be really interested to see how it goes, actually. It's a pretty looking bike.
It's a lovely little bike. It's a really compact, neat little bike and a lovely swinging arm frame. The Enfield swinging arm frames were quite a desirable little frame, actually. They're fairly light compared to a lot of other things. And the bullet, I think in this particular model I had about 7.5 to 1 compression, and the piston I've ordered is an 8.5 to 1 compression piston, just to give it a little bit more get up and go, and the competition valve springs, because a lot of people just put the old valve springs back all the time, but I've found that you're better off perhaps putting some stronger or new valve springs in, because if you're going to race it, you'll probably rev it up fairly high, and then you'll get valve bounce at fairly low revs. Now this is the original head gasket. It's a what do you call them? It's a composite head gasket. It's not just solid copper.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what we'll get when we get the new one, because these things are pretty well outlawed now because they were filled with asbestos.
Yeah.
So, but that's the original head gasket, which you could probably use again if you really wanted to. And yeah, that's all good.
Excellent.
These are the little rocker blocks, which got huge feet on them. They're quite heavy, actually. That's the push rod end. That's how they work. Yep. But they're in really good condition. But these are dowelled.
Yes. Okay.
Which makes them very accurate. Some of the Indian bullets, they saved a lot here and there by not doweling these and just little jobs like that. And the material in these was nowhere as good. They wear out.
Yeah, okay.
So you can buy aftermarket rocker blocks and the rocker arms.
Okay, to fix all those.
You can fix all the problems. With the Indian ones, you can buy everything to fix all the problems. Like you can buy pistons, bearings, valves, valve guides, rocker blocks.
And it's not overly expensive stuff.
No, it's not. It's not overly expensive
compared to other stuff.
Yeah, you can buy heaps, especially with the 500s. You can buy a heap of different pistons, like with different compression ratios, and so on. And you can buy, as I say, you can buy these that are dowelled and everything. But these were quite well made, these bikes. A lot of people poo the Enfields, but they're quite well made. And they didn't perform probably quite as well as other bikes, but you could make them perform.
I've ridden a 350 Enfield, and you'd pick a 350 Veloce, and I've ridden a 350 BSA, I reckon, which is a bit better than the Enfield.
Yeah, they just perform a bit. They always felt a bit flat to me, but the bullets went a bit better. I think the one that I've actually done a total rebuild on one of these bikes, but it was a much earlier one. It was a G model. It was just a 350. One of the it was a rigid frame one. Did a full rebuild on it from a mate of mine. Took me a couple of years to finish it, but anyway, it's all done. But when I rode that, it was a little bit flat, although I did put a bullet piston in it, and it went a bit better than standard. But yeah. But that's about all I can tell you about this at the moment. As we work our way through this, I'll make some more film, and we'll keep you up to date with how it goes.
Excellent.
But I'm confident that this will be a good little motor when it's done.
Fantastic.
Because the bottom end is good. Yeah, okay, so I've done that. Right, this is a swinging arm BSA gearbox, which I have a swinging arm BSA frame, a very good one. And I thought I might start collecting a few items so that we can build something with that. This is, you'll have to have a look at this here, Chris. This has got STD written on it, which is not sexually transmitted disease.
No.
It means standard. Standard, okay. Now, if you ever see one with RRT2, that's the close ratio.
Okay.
Double RT2, okay? Yep. That's the close ratio box. This is the standard touring box. But we got this at the LANELLY swap off a guy that we know. and it's got the kickstart lever and the gear lever and so on. And he assures me that he's had it apart, had a look inside it, and he says it's very good.
And it was a pretty fair price.
Pretty fair price for something like that. You can't buy anything now too cheaply. But so that's going to go in the swinging arm frame, and we might actually build something with that later on. Might be a bit of a surprise for everybody.
Yeah, it will be.
Might build something with that later.
We've got a few surprises. We're just going to
finish
off a few other things.
You've got to finish off a few things. Now, I also, at the swap, I bought this seat for the Grand Prix Triumph. Complete brand new seat.
New springs.
With the chrome seat springs, which are quite nice. The seat itself, I was very impressed with this. This is just quite a well-made product, this. It's got all the tapered springs and everything in it, like it's supposed to have. The upholstery on it is really quite nice. The stitching and everything on it's quite nice. And I bought that off Cobb Smith.
Yep.
Most people know Cobb Smith. He's got a lot of Triumph stuff and various other British bits and pieces. He does a bit of an article in the old bike magazine, Old Bike Australia. And I was amazed at, well, to me this sounded really cheap. It was $140 with the springs.
Well, you couldn't get it upholstered for that.
Probably not. No, you couldn't.
I think a Hagon seat, we supply the base.
Yeah.
And it's mate rates, and it's about $250.
Yeah, well, there you go. So I reckon that's a damn good product.
Yeah.
And if you look at an original seat like this one of these saddles, they had this sort of like under felty looking stuff under them and that, like that. And it's got the clips that hold it all together, which is good.
That'll be good.
It's riveted where it would have been riveted.
It's one less thing for us to worry about.
Yeah, and I was pretty happy with that for the price.
Excellent.
Mac 001.
That's really, I didn't take any notice of that.
There's Mac 001 on there. Somebody's made these in Australia. There's a few guys making them. Like Ted Carey made quite a few. He's a famous velo racer, along with Sid Willis cast up a lot of these. And there were other guys doing them. But the difference is they've got quite a lot more meat in the places where it needs to be, like around the drive side main bearing. When they raced these, like when they put AA red cam heads and that on them, they were really making some horsepower. Sometimes they'd blow the main bearing out of the case. So that's where they got doing these. Now, a standard set of cases hasn't got that big web that goes right up there.
Yeah.
And hasn't got that much metal there, nowhere, not even close. A lot more metal around the main bearing. And it's generally just a far better item if you want to race them. It's much stronger. These came with an oil pump which has got no end float, so you can just about bet that's going to be all right. And somebody's popped quite a large breather in there, which I've never seen one put in there before.
Now this is the second set of these that we've managed to find.
Yeah, now there's something interesting down here too. I haven't seen that before. I don't know why the suction filter's hollow.
Okay.
There'll be some reason for that, I would imagine. I'll take it out and have a look sometime. But all the threads and everything in this is quite really good. Like it's.
Yeah, this has been modified for a different barrel too.
It has been modified for a bigger cylinder. I'm not quite sure why. It's not big enough for a 500 Veloce cylinder. So there is a chance it could be for a Velo Viper cylinder, which I had one a while ago and sold it, of course. Didn't think I'd ever want it. But anyway, we'll work something out with that. We can easily make a spacer to go in there to put a 350 barrel on. That wouldn't be very hard at all. Yeah. Now, another thing with this too, like we got these for quite a good price off some of the Velo boys that were there. It's got main bearings in it, both sides. Got proper Velo main bearings by the look of it, what I can see. And like they're worth a few dollars on their own.
Yeah, they are.
You can't buy those much now. You can get them from the UK, but you know, the price is nearly prohibitive. Yep.
And we got some polished rockers as well.
Yep, I'll show you those. Yeah, there's a nice pair of polished rockers. That one's like chrome. Nice little pair of polished rockers. So they're good.
I think we did really well with that buy. I reckon it was
Yep.
a fair price.
Yep, we did. Yep, fair price. And really interesting this, because it's got MAC 001 stamped on it. So this must be the first set of strengthened crankcases that were made by whoever made them. So,
do the other strengthened cases have numbers on them, do you know? I can't remember.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
Oh yes, the other one has, but it's got some weird number on it that doesn't relate to Velocette.
Yeah, okay.
It's almost like it might be a Victoria police number from a stolen bike or something, but it's got, it's got the...
well, you could get an engine number from like Vic Roads or any of the departments for like industrial engines and all that sort of stuff, when you put them in cars and stuff. So I imagine it'd be the same with motorbikes.
Oh, it would be. Yeah, it would be the same.
So that would give you an engine number.
Yeah. So I'm actually looking forward to getting all these Royal Enfield bits, and I'll get this guy up and running again, which won't be a real problem. The bike's got a lovely Lucas magneto on it, and a few other bits and pieces that look really good. It's got a high pipe on it and everything. I think we filmed it, didn't we?
Yeah, I'll put a photo up as well.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it should be a good little bike. So we just got to, you just got to fix up the bits and pieces, like putting that wrong valve in it with the short stem and stuff like that, like you haven't got a hope in hell, really, getting the thing right. With
It's
that.
old motorbikes though, isn't it?
It is, like people put the bits in there and they don't know, and they just put the wrong bits in, and as soon as I looked at that valve, I thought, boy, that looks pretty short. Yeah, and it was.
So it still had the original length push rod in it though?
Yeah.
So it's got matching push rods in it?
Yeah. It's got a nice set of push rods and everything.
Yeah.
But,
well, that's good. That's at least they've got the same push rods in it.
Yeah. Here's the bear. Bear's coming into the workshop to see what's going on. There he is. Yeah, so, that's about it. Also with the LANELLY swap meet, there was an elderly chap there, probably about my age, and he had a lot of stuff, and a lot of Veloce stuff, and I said, where'd you get that? He said, well, it belonged to his father, and he said his father's passed away quite some time ago, so he's decided to clean the shed out. So I bought this off him for a really good price, but there's 3 cam plates there, which are all good. I've had a look at those. They're all good. There's a handful of selectors, and I'm sure they'll be all right too. Can't see any problem with them much. And there's a gearbox sprocket. That looks fairly new. And some gearbox main shafts. That one's got a little chip out of the spline there, but that wouldn't affect the operation of it. You could get away with that if you had to.
That anyway, to a certain extent.
And there's other little gearbox lay shafts, and there's clusters, which these are the ones that are hard to get. That gear there is the one that was damaged in that other gearbox that we did up.
Yeah, so he was lucky, that fellow, wasn't he? Because he was going to chase up a gear.
Yeah, well, I've got one now, and he's just going to fix me up for that.
Yeah, he's going to pay us for that one.
Yeah, so
we'll be square again on that. It's good.
Yeah, so these are just various gears that come out of it. So that's a big first gear. That's all right. They're all okay. They're all quite usable gears. Now, this is another cluster that we made up. So we've got 2 full clusters now.
Excellent.
So with good first and third gears. So we're under control with all that stuff. We don't need to find any
we
more.
didn't have any at one stage, did we? You sort of got rid of it all. We had to.
There's a little. That's a little locking ring that holds the main bearing in the gearbox.
Yep.
Now, another thing that might be of interest to valet people is I was on a rally with a friend of mine, and he was riding a Valet Venom, and the clutch action started to disappear. And what had happened is the only thing that secures his ring is you punch a little bit of metal over it. You just sprag it by punching a little bit of metal over it. And this ring had actually come undone, and when you pulled the clutch in, the bearing was following it out of the gearbox.
Lucky it didn't cause more damage.
Anyway, one Velocette guru by the name of John Jennings, he picked the trouble. He said, I think I know what's wrong with that. So we dismantled half the bike when we got to this little town, and pulled the clutch off, and sure enough, this ring's coming out. When you pull the clutch in, the whole bearing and everything, the shaft's coming out and everything. So if you ever rebuild a gearbox, make sure you secure that by pegging it with some metal or a little tiny bit of Loctite or something,
yeah.
like a little bit of that breakable Loctite I've been talking about. Because yeah, that can cause you endless trouble. And oh, look, there's lots of other. There's 3 or 4 lay shafts in here. They're all good. Nothing wrong with those at all. These are all good spares. There's another main shaft. It's a bit daggy, but you could use that. And a sleeve gear.
Yes.
They're quite good. They're quite good to have. Another thing with these, which might be worth just a mention, is that goes on there. See, that's quite good. That's got a little bit of movement in it, which that's okay, just a little tiny bit. Let a bit of oil down it. But if you have the chain too tight, the rear chain too tight,
yep,
it makes that bush go oval, this big bush.
Yes, because it's all loaded on one side.
It's all loaded on one side. And I've seen them pretty bad. And I've actually set this up in the lathe and I've bored the bush out. And I've made up another one that I've pressed it in and then bored it again.
Yes, yep.
And they say bore them, don't room them, because they reckon if you room them, it bells the end out a bit.
Yeah, okay.
From pushing the reamer in. So they recommend that you bore it.
Yep.
And you'll get a nice square end on it.
Okay.
And the oil won't...
You said that because I would have reamed it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it starts a track for the oil to go down.
Yeah,
It's belled at the end. So they say don't bore them if you can, that's pretty easy anyway in the lathe, because you got the shaft, you can keep trying it in.
Yeah, exactly.
And as long as you get the thing so that it's pretty good. So that's just about spot on actually.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't want it any better than that. Yeah, we've got some selector pawls. Some little selector pawls, got some of those. And we've got the big centering pawl, the one we've spoken about before. We'll see, we've got a...
Yes.
Can you see the gap in there?
Yeah, we can see the gap.
There.
Yep.
See, so that's a pair of, nice pair of pieces there that we could use.
Excellent.
Yep, got those.
Because we don't have a spare gearbox together.
I think we might have some... you have the clutch operating mechanism, which pulls up that way, and that pushes the clutch, pushes against the pin. So it goes that way actually. So it pushes against the throw-out pin. So we've got some of those. So we did quite well out of this little box of stuff.
Yeah,
we've got some clutch plates. These are the old segmented ones. But once again, if somebody was in trouble and they couldn't afford to buy them, there's some good clutch plates there. They're quite usable. They've still got plenty of segment left on them.
Excellent.
Yeah, they're fine.
That's good.
You'd use them if you wanted.
It's all good for our stock.
Yeah, and these are the old steel ones. These aren't much chop, but
yeah,
yeah, they're not very good.
The clutch parts are easily.
Yeah, you can buy all.
Available.
Yeah, you can buy the stuff new. So, yep. So that's all that stuff we picked up.
Yeah, I think that was really good. All those for the swap meet.
Yeah.
It wasn't a lot of money, which was even better.
It was. Look, for a change, there was a lot of Velocette stuff there. Like you could have filled up a wheelbarrow and taken it home. Like usually, Velo stuff's pretty thin on the ground. Most swap meets you hardly ever see anything.
And most of the stuff that we end up with needs a lot of repair. Where this stuff's been pretty good, hasn't it?
Most of this stuff's good. Like I'll clean all this stuff up.
Because everyone's already gone through all the good stuff, haven't they? And
yeah. But this magneto. Got this magneto.
Oh yeah. Forgot about the magneto.
This magneto here, which you got to be a little bit lucky sometimes to pick up a good magneto. But, hang on, I'll put it in the right way around.
Because we're looking for a BTH magneto, weren't we?
We're looking for a BTH. Yeah, we're still looking for a BTH twin-cylinder magneto with a manual advance on it.
So this one's going to get us out of trouble.
Yeah, this is a Lucas one with a manual advance.
Yep.
And
this will get the bike running.
it will.
And then if we can find a BTH maggie for it, we will change it over at some stage.
Yeah. Anyway, I was going to demo how good this is, but I haven't got the necessary equipment here. But you can see that. Can you see this? You can see.
Yeah, we can see it. Yeah.
So that magneto is pretty strong, I think.
Yeah, you normally give that a run with your drill there.
Yeah, I'd put it on the cordless drill.
There's your cordless drill there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's...
Flat?
yeah, that one will be flat. The one I've got's over in the bus.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so... yeah, that looks like it might be okay. Now, in all the Velocette stuff, that was in there, which...
Yes.
That's obviously a pinion gear off a magneto.
Yeah.
It's got the puller thread in it.
Yes.
And there were these gears, which probably aren't too bad if they're any use to anybody, but I don't know what they are.
Okay.
I really don't know what they are. Somebody will know. Somebody might let us know if they know what they are.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody might like them. They're not much use to me, but I'm not sure what they are. Anyway, if anybody knows,
Yep, if you've got any ideas, let us know.
Send us a message.
Fantastic.
Yep. Yeah, so...
that was a really good weekend down at LANELLY.
Yeah.
All you guys should be at the next one.
Yeah, you should be,
Which
because...
will be in December, but once we get all the information, we'll do another quick ad, and then it'll be up every week after that.
Yeah,
So.
yep. If you want motorbike parts, and you don't come to LANELLY, you know, you're not doing yourself a favour, really.
Yeah.
You need to come over there and have a look.
Yeah, it's well worth it, isn't it?
It's well worth it. And look, the facilities are just incredibly good. You can actually have a shower there. There's meals there. There's toilets. There's food. There's all run by the club. There's a food stall happening all day with
anything you want.
Sausages, hamburgers, steamed dim sims, coffee.
And 5 minutes down the road, there's a pub if you
Yeah,
want to go
there
down and get some beers or have a beer.
Yeah, there is only 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes down the road. There's a pub. So, okay, been doing a little bit of work as I can on the Grand Prix Triumph. I've started to do up the front forks, which are coming up quite well. I've got some brand new stanchions and top caps and brand new seal holders. But instead of buying bushes, I made my own. For the reasons that if you make your own bushes, you can take up a little bit of wear and tear here and there with them.
Yeah.
And I honed the bushes so that they're just a beautiful sliding fit. Like there's hardly any movement, and they slide well.
Yeah.
And if you don't do that, when you assemble them and you put the wheel in, you tighten everything up, you find that the forks won't go up, or they'll go down, they won't come back up, because they stick in the bushes. Because it only takes them to be a little bit out.
Yeah, it wouldn't take much.
No, so I've made all these up myself, and then you just push that one in there like that, and there's a felt seal inside there. You see the bit of it sticking out there?
Yes.
It's felt seal in there, and that just screws down like so onto there. The dampers and the springs go in there.
And where'd you get the dampers from?
I got them from Ace Classics in London, and they were very well priced, and they were just great people to deal with. They do heaps and heaps of fairly early Triumph stuff.
And the freight's very fair too, isn't it?
The freight was fair. Look, they were great people to deal with. I would highly recommend them for early Triumph stuff.
We've spent a few bucks with them now because I've got all the Triumph stuff, so we've probably spent a few grand there.
Yeah, probably. And the other thing too, they seem to know exactly what you were talking about. You know, when I spoke to them, they said, "Yeah, we've got those. They're £90." And I thought that was each, but it turned out it was for a pair, for the dampers.
Good family-run business.
It is, and the dampers that I got, I was very, very impressed with the quality. Because a lot of this stuff that's getting made, you know, it's a bit dodgy, some of it. And, yeah.
Oh, they take a lot of pride in what they do.
No.
And if you haven't seen Ace Classics, if you get on YouTube, type in Ace Classics, there's a lot of footage around their store and of the bikes they've been building. So get on there and have a look.
Yeah, I would highly recommend Ace Classics. And I dare say I will be buying quite a bit more off them. Those damper rods I would have bought them in Australia, but they just weren't available. I phoned everywhere, nobody had them.
Yeah.
And
we always try here first.
yeah, and when I rang Hitchcock's for these Royal Enfield bits the other night, once again, really good service.
Yep.
Nice guy, seemed to know what he's talking about. Had just a general chat about things on the phone, and asked me what I was doing and that. So yeah, no, it was really good. The service has been quite good overseas lately, so I hope it keeps going the same.
Now, with the stanchions, you had one problem, didn't you?
Had one problem,
Which was very unlucky.
it was unlucky.
But let's have a look.
Well, the thread in here was all balled up and not looking real good. But I've had a bit of a muck around with it, and I've got it cleaned up now, so I've overcome that problem. But look, the guy that sold me these, Melbourne guy, not his fault.
No, not at all.
Not one bit his fault. It was just a bit unlucky that he picked up two stanchions for me, and one of them had a bit of a messy thread in it. But anyway, that's all good.
So you just run a tap
Yeah,
through that.
fix that up. That's all good.
Borrowed a tap and sorted that out. Yep.
Yep, that's all good. And yeah, so I'll start to assemble these with the dampers and that. There's only one thing I'm not too sure what to do here is these actually had a metal cover over them. Now, I don't know whether we can get any of those or what we can do about that. This bike, when it was raced, had fork gaiters, on it, rubber fork gaiters on it. So I don't know whether to go down that path or whether to try and get some tin covers.
We might have a look at the tin covers.
I'd like to get the tin covers. We can ask around.
I know if you get on the Ace Classic site, they do have some tin covers of some sort.
Well, I might talk to them then.
Yeah, so
okay, I might bring them back.
Might be worth it just getting hold of them again.
But you can see those, you can see what I mean about the hay and the bushes. Like, that's just...
Yeah, very smooth.
That's just superb, yeah. You know, I'm patting myself on the back a bit here, but that's...
No, that's all right, it's good work.
You know, that's come up a treat, you know. You'd like them all to be like that.
So once these are in, we'll be on to the wheels.
Yep, yep.
So
We're organising to get some wheels organised, and yeah, so all's going really well with everything.
the work never ends.
It doesn't, but you should see a bit of stuff starting to come together this year. Should be a fair bit happening, so.
Excellent.
And Chris has got his Triumph Desert Racer down there that he's building.
And still doing the 350 Veloce.
And still doing the 350 Veloce, which he's going home to work on today.
Yep.
To overcome the problem with the lightweight engine plates, or the incorrect material engine plates, more likely.
My bad engineering.
Anyway, no, we'll get there with all of them. I'm confident.
Worries. Excellent.
Okay.
Well, thank you for that.
No worries, mate.
Righto, same as every other week. If you like what you see, like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell everybody. Let's bring Hagon's back.